I have been doing this for about 2 years and 2 months. I train pretty much every day, probably more than I should. I should take a day off now and then.
Let's give it the whoop, whoop, body, yada, can you give me a good, tell me what?
At first when I started pole dancing, my husband and son were like, why are you doing this? My dad and my mom in Missouri were like, what are you gonna go be a stripper at your age? And I was like, no, it's not about that. There's so much more to pole than being a stripper. Not that I could disparage anybody who's doing that. That's a fine way to make a living. I'm doing it for the athleticism and the sport and the artistry. And I have some friends who are supportive, some who are not, and kind of downright rude about it. So I've learned that I just can't bring it up around them.
Strippers. Usually strippers, strip clubs, anything like that.
I think it's really sexy, and I've only been to a strip club like 2 or 3 times in my life, but I think they're so strong, and I watch their dance moves, and I don't think anything bad of it.
Pole dancing,
Like fun.
really good core, I guess.
I think it's like a cool activity, I guess.
I think of exotic.
Yeah, exotic, with confidence.
I don't know, some people can see it as an art. Some people enjoy dancing, but then others just think of it as a strip club.
What made me want to start pole dancing, I've always admired it and kind of watched it from afar. I remember I was at this club called Jumbo's in Hollywood, and it's a place where amazing pole dancers perform. It's not a strip club, although a lot of people think it is, but there is a stage and there's a pole and people throw money, but the talent there is world class, and I just remember being amazed, being like, I feel like I could do that.
It depends on what she wanted to do with it, like in the future. Because if she wanted to be a stripper, that would be kind of weird, using the pole dancing classes to become a stripper. But then if she's, I don't know, in a dance studio, I wouldn't mind that.
I think that there's like a different connotation, you know, where it's like pole dancing doesn't have to be sexual, I guess, anymore. It can be like, I know people do it to work out, or like, you know, it's just like any other form of dancing now, whereas before, like in the past, in like the 70s and 80s, it was always inherently sexual.
I would go see her.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'll make it rain.
I don't know. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, I wouldn't, like, I'd be pissed if she was working, like, in a strip club. Let's see. Pole dancing, like, in the aspect you're saying it, is it, like, is there actually anything besides, like, I would think, like, stripping? Like, is there an art on the side of it?
I watched the competition 2 years ago, and I said, next year, my ribs aren't gonna hurt, and I'm gonna be up there. The very next year, I competed at the competition. I did level 3 because I can climb the pole and then invert. And I did entertainment because I like bubbly, funny things. That's my personality. And because I'm older, I'm in the Grandmaster category. I'm in my 50s. And I started 2 years ago in my 50s. And I'm not even the oldest pole dancer by far. There are women at least 10 years older than me and older who are doing amazing things. I want to be them when I grow up.
I think personally, if people are having a problem with like kind of like finding their sexiness or embracing their sexiness, I totally see why people would want to go to pole dancing classes, because it pushes you to kind of like get out of your comfort zone and like feel okay being sexy. It's a really sexy thing to do.
Probably like an extracurricular activity, you know, like
A hobby.
it's a hobby. You're dancing, you use the pole to your way, so really it's just like an activity for you.
I think that women choose to pole dance because I guess it's one of those things that really someone can express themselves with their body, unlike a lot of other forms and mediums of expression, you know? So like, because it has roots in sexuality and, you know, physicality, it's a good medium for people to express themselves.
I think people want to pole dance for a few reasons. One of them being is that women, I think, want to feel sexy. I have a lot of students that say, you know, I had kids and I've been married forever and I feel like that part of me has been gone and I want to regain it. Other people, I think, come knowing how hard it is and how, like, what great shape that they can get into from it. The thing that I like is when people come and think that it's going to be easy and fun and something that they're just going to pick up and look good doing immediately, and then they realize how difficult it is and how serious it is. It is still fun, but there is that moment of, oh, wait, this is serious. And then watching that journey of them going, oh, I can't do this at all, and then having the success and seeing what they can do.
I think pole dancing has a wonderful way to empower women because you could feel sexy, you could feel strong. This is hard. Even just your basic fireman spin around the pole, my first day, I was bruised and hurt, and that pole can be an unforgiving apparatus. So just getting one trick your first day, I see girls walk away with a smile on their face and they can't wait to get back to class because that first fireman spin turns into another spin, and then it turns into a spin where you're kind of off the pole, and then pretty soon you're climbing a little bit, and then you're climbing higher, and then you're going upside down and hooking a leg, and then you're trying the spin pull and you're actually holding yourself up. And it just takes a matter of time of going to class and progressing, and it just makes women feel so strong.
And I get all kinds of students all the time that have different challenges. They think that they're too overweight. They think that they're not strong enough. And I like being the person that can tell them that I also was there. And I feel like if they see how far I've come, that they won't give up.
I wish the pole stereotype of, oh, you must be a stripper would go away. Again, not that there's anything wrong with stripping for a living, but just because I'm doing something athletic on a pole doesn't necessarily mean I'm doing something naughty or bad. And it's a shame that it comes with a negative connotation.
Listen, point blank period, I don't care what anybody says, every woman wants to feel fucking sexy, period. A lot of people have thought in the past, oh, it's taboo to think that or feel that, or am I even allowed to express myself sexually? Or if I do that, does that make me a slut? Deep inside, we all kind of have like an inner hoochie. I'm just saying, it's just a part of being a woman that I think doesn't get talked about enough. Being sexual is part of who we are, it's part of us as humans, it's part of what makes us, it's a natural instinct.